Hello, YouTube. Hello, everyone. Can you believe we're over halfway through Inktoberfest already? So tonight we're going to be doing alcohol inks. We're going to do kind of the same thing as yesterday, but I'm going to mix down
Hello,
Ranger.
YouTube. Hello, everyone. Can you believe
Shush. So we're going to do that to show you the difference. So last night, I'm going to go to my desktop so you can all see. Do, 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 do. Okay, so last night we made these pieces using Geminino paper and thinned down Piñata alcohol ink. So we kind of got to see all the different effects. And tonight I'm going to do the same, but with Ranger. And then we're going to start mixing, matching. We'll show you how to make movement tomorrow. Then we're going to work on some more techniques. So I just use this as my little shaver. Make sure these are going up. Okay, so I got 5 little bottles the same way. Now, the Ranger are not as concentrated as the Piñatas. So yesterday I put like 1/8 of an inch. When it comes to Ranger, I'm going to put more like 1/4 of an inch. So you're going to use more because you still want to thin them down a little bit, but they need a little bit more ink to maintain the color. So I'm going to get all 5 ready. Make sure they look about even. So we have a good like for like. I know. Quarter 1 of school is already finished. I can't believe it. Hey, Joanne. Hey, Laura. How Claudia? Claudia. I don't know which one you are. So I'm going to start with the Piñata Claro. Yes, it was, Jen. If you don't have it, send me an email and I will send it to you again. It's also in the top of your box is a QR code to join if you got the Inktoberfest box. So the second one I'm doing is Ranger Alcohol Ink Blending Solution. Then we're going to do Dream Drifter. Hey, Tails.
I put it in another quick dry because
It wasn't dry.
here.
Okay. We'll make it later. We'll make it back. Love you too. Can you feed Oreo, please?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can email me at that one. You can use the contact us in the store. I try to check my emails as much as I can. This one is the blending elixir. And I'm wearing a white shirt and an apron because, you know, we don't want the same disaster as last time. I'm going to try and tip this and see how I do. Terribly. That's why I use the glue. Put my stoppers on. The last one we're going to use is the gel extender. Or the acrylic extender. Okay. The same thing. We're going to go through 3 dots of Dream Drifter, and then we're going to move it around with our little tool here so you can see the difference in watering them down with different bases. So let's start off with a couple of drops. So I want you to see if you've got Rangers, how they behave, and they're going to behave a little bit differently than the Piñatas. So 3 drops of that, and now I'm using, this is with the Piñata. So remember yesterday when you did that, we kind of had that celly effect. With this, you're going to get a different. You see how this separates a little bit more? But this Claro for me is just really sticky. And you can already see like it's pretty hard to move around. It makes your alcohol inks very thick, which for a foundation base, I think is kind of nice. But I just don't like all that stickiness in it, honestly. Like even though you see I'm really giving it a lot of air, the alcohol just isn't evaporating off and it's not drying in the same way. So I'm going to just write on this one. This one's going to be Ranger. So you see this gives it more of that sully effect again, which is what's going to give us this movement. So you see much more movement in here, but a much lighter color because it's the blending solution. So it's got that bleaching agent in. And again, you see they're just a little bit, you saw how quickly yesterday those piñatas will dry. These Rangers just take that little bit longer. That you can see as that one. Remember, we're doing 3 drops of Dream Drifter, so we get a very consistent too much alcohol ink, I guess. I love that joke. So you do get more time to play with the flow, but I don't know that you really do because I feel like when I'm doing this, they dry like in place quickly, but then there's like this residue that just kind of sits there. I don't know. That's just my feeling on them. So it's not like you have lots of time to play. You just, but you see now the Dream Drifter, you see how easy this moves? Whereas before I was kind of fighting. So that's with the Dream Drifter. So you can kind of see each of them are giving us a very different kind of effect and flow and things like that. Yes, we will post it, Laurie. Yeah, it'll be available for you afterwards. This is the one with the blending solution, the Hedgehog Hollow blending solution. I didn't shake this one very well, but you see how rich that color is? This is blending HH. And then the last one we're going to do is, I'm going to give this a good shake. Oh, I need more daydream drifter. Daydream, dreams, all the dreams. So you see this gives you more of a fluid art. You know, if you've ever done like paint pouring and things like that, this is the kind of movement this will give you. And it will allow the ink to ripple because of that acrylic binder that we put in it to go with it. And it will also very much keep the alcohol to the alcohol. So, you know, like the others you saw will kind of flow out. This will keep it wherever there's alcohol, it will flow. And other than that, it will just sit. Okay, so let's take a look. So these are the different ones, just depending on the different additives. So there's the 5 pieces. You can see the colors all vary a little bit. The flows vary a little bit. But the other thing is, so if we start with Claro and we grab a piece of the foil like we did yesterday, we'll see how much stickiness we have on here. Do you see how sticky that is and how much alcohol? And that's the thing with Claro for me, is it makes your inks super duper sticky. So you end up with a lot of that on there. Then we're going to go, this is the Daydream. You're probably going to have barely anything. Yeah. It makes it very smooth. So you've got barely anything. This is with HH extender. This is even drying. See what we get. A little bit of foil, nothing crazy, but a few little pieces where the natural resin in it is. So Daydream Drifter is going to give you a very smooth, unsticky surface. Let's see what we've got on this one. A little bit on the blending, the Hedgehog Hollow blending solution, but not much. Again, just where we kind of had those thicker areas. And then if you use alcoholic blending solution, it's still very sticky. Okay, but let's just do one plain too. So this is the original Clover, unconcentrated. 1, 2. See, it's very dark. This alcohol ink must be old because it's got pieces floating in it. So you see, you don't really get much texture, but you're going to get a lot of stickiness. So I don't, compared to, say, when I put these on, you see all the texture we get and the different colors we get in there. It's very flat. Whereas this, you kind of get all of those veinings and things. So that's another reason you want to thin them out, because it allows the alcohol to move and flow and all those, oops, all those kinds of things. I'm trying to pick this up without making too much mess. So that's the difference. So that's just the plain. And I'll grab a piece of foil that doesn't have alcohol ink on it. You can see just naturally it has resin and things in it as well. So that's what it's like just to do the Ranger on its own. And you can, of course, go in now and you could take, so this is the blue we did yesterday with the Piñata. I'm going to add. So that's just adding Dream Drifter on top. It does match. So you can see you can reactivate, like, look, isn't that a cool effect? Once you've got a background, just give a drop of Dream Drifter. Look what it does. And if I did the blending solution, it's going to do a different type of cells. Because it has a different additive to it. So you see these give you more marbly cells, these can give you more open cells. If I took a Ranger alcohol ink blending solution, it's going to do something different again. And the two will actually push against each other to give you these different effects. And then we can also take in, this is the blue we made yesterday. This is the Piñata blue with Dream Drifter in it. I want to turn it. But you see how those like marble and mix together. So that's the Ranger neat, and then putting Dream Drifter and some blending and some Ranger in, like all the different things, and then adding some of that Piñata ink with the Dream Drifter over the top. And we can keep going in, we can add to it, we can do all those kinds of things. So this is the kind of stuff we're going to play with tomorrow. So I'm going to show you tomorrow like how to do singular colors, how to do double colors, how to get soft effects, harsh effects, keep them in certain places. And then the next night we'll play with different surfaces. We'll play with making your own pigmented alcohol ink, shimmery alcohol ink. So hopefully you all love alcohol inks as much as I do, and you don't mind me spending probably about a week by the time we finish on alcohol inks and all the different things we can do with them. So you can pull them out your stash and play with them. So let's do tonight's winner. While I'm doing that, tell me your favorite color of alcohol ink that you own, if you have some, or what color you would like to get, maybe. I can't see how many people. Jay says opal. Oh, opal would be a pretty one. Barbara's a purple girl. Purple's for Halloween. Neons. I do love the neons, actually. Lee's a teal girl. Oh, you have them here? I thought I'd ordered them. I need to, every time I go off live, I forget that I was supposed to look. Well, tonight's winner is Renee. Congratulations, Renee. So we'll send you a gift card out. I usually do them on a Monday, so I just every Monday send out the gift cards. So we'll send that over to you. Don't forget, if you're on YouTube, hit subscribe, ring the bell, thumbs up, all those kinds of things. And leave me a comment as well what your favorite additive was that I used tonight over on the YouTube. And I will see you all tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. And don't forget, for those of you who are coming on Sunday, watch out for an email tomorrow with all the info you need for Sunday, your codes, joining, any supplies you might want to grab, those kinds of things. So we will have those as well. So if you're not joining us for mixed media class, there is I think 6 more spots left. You wouldn't have the kit in time. We'll still send it to you and you'll have the replay so you can make the projects, or you can use what you already have in your stash as well. So I will see you all on, no, tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. We'll talk to you more about alcoholics. Good night, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your Friday night. And I hope you get to do some craft time tomorrow as well. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.